Getting to the big leagues in the USA as a young athlete is an incredibly challenging task that is, in most cases, more of a dream than a reality. Statistics show how slim the odds of an athlete making the NBA, NFL, and MLB are. That being said, it is implied that only the cream of the crop manages to make it out, as you have to be elite to get to the top of your sport. But what is incredible, some multi-sport athletes managed to go pro in more than one sport. Just think of some iconic names like Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, Danny Ainge, and others who successfully competed in two sports at the highest level. But most of those connections are related between basketball and baseball or football and baseball. Only two players in history managed to play in the NBA and the NFL. That is logical because the skills required to play basketball and football are polar opposites, as these two sports don't mix well together. The proof can be found in the fact that only two athletes we mentioned earlier that played both sports were active in the mid-40s and early 50s. Otto Graham and Bud Grant were the only two names to achieve this impressive feat until recently. Mark Vidal is a name you probably only heard of if you watch college basketball, but his name will go down in history. Growing up in Louisiana, Mark was a freak athlete from his childhood days, showing flashes of raw athleticism already in middle school. That alone propelled him to be one of his generation's best high school basketball players, eventually signing with the prestigious basketball program at Baylor University. There, Vidal became a legend, being a crucial part of Baylor winning the 2021 NCAA championship. The next step was imminent as Vidal declared for the NBA draft. Unfortunately, Mark went undrafted but got signed shortly after to the Blazers' Summer League roster. It wasn't a smooth ride for Vidal, as he just played in 3 games without too much production. So with not much prosperity on the horizon, Vidal did the unthinkable and went a completely different route, signing with the Seattle Seahawks as a tight end, an NFL team. A shocking turn of events, considering the last time Vidal played football was in middle school at 13 years old. That made Vidal the first athlete in 70 years to sign a contract and suit up in both the NBA and NFL. Even though he hasn't played for that long, the 6'5", 255 pounds frame allowed him to fit in perfectly. Even on the basketball court, Vidal looked more like a football player. Seahawks coach Pete Carroll expressed optimism about Vidal, saying how his mental and physical ability will make the transition smooth and help him learn the game again. We all hope that this works out for him, since the NBA wasn't his calling. Did you know that this was also a dream for Allen Iverson? For AI, football was his first love, and his initial interest before basketball gave him opportunities he could only dream of being a young teenager from Virginia. First of all, it was my first love, the first game I fell in love with. My versatility and being able to play so many different positions and having more of an impact on the game because I was able to play both sides of the ball, said the answer on the Dan Patrick Show. Even though he accomplished a lot in the NBA and is considered one of the best pure athletes in league history, Iverson feels sorry he never had the opportunity to see where his football career could have taken off. He's positive he would perfect his skill in that sport to a level where he could have been one of the best players in the NFL. There's no question Iverson would put himself in a position to be excellent in other sports as he was in basketball. His God-given physical ability, demeanor, and competitive spirit made him stand apart from most other athletes from his era, so imagining him as an NFL superstar doesn't seem impossible.